Oh, good morning. It's January 24th, and I'm doing last-minute preparations in my fish tanks before we leave for Orlando. My daughter's coming down, and we're going to be up in Orlando, Disney, whatever, until next Wednesday. So anyway, just a few updates. Look for the clue somewhere in the video for special discount. Okay, anyway, any updates? I set up some new breeders. I set up some blues, some half black blues, half black AOCs. I have to discontinue a couple of my breeding tanks because they were very productive, but I need to make room for new breeders. But I decided, because of the high demand for my fish and trying to accommodate my customers, I'm going to cut back on how many fish I enter in shows for the next few years. Certain classes I'm definitely going to compete in, especially half black AOCs. That's my favorite class. But between the cost of shipping and the handling of the fish, some clubs just do a terrible job handling fish, where others do exceptional jobs. It all depends on the members, how schooled they are in bagging and entering your fish and taking the care to repack them properly to send them back. But anyway, that's another thing. So the cost of shipping to shows is just getting crazy. And the reliability on UPS, FedEx, or the post office isn't the same anymore. But my customers come first. I've done a lot as far as winning awards and plaques and perks and all of that. My reputation precedes me. So I have the same fish available that were in the last video, not as many. My half black greens are now available. My American greens are almost ready to ship. Another few weeks. My Schubel greens are really looking good. The variegated snake skins. I'm almost out of half black purples. I have a couple tanks I just separated, males and females, did a little culling, but they're not ready to ship yet. Let me see what else I have available. I have, of course, I have half black AOCs. Multis are coming up. AOC bicolors are available. Trying to think what else I have. I'll tell you what, the easiest way to do it is just walk around with the camera. All right, so let me pause this and turn the lens around, and we'll go from there. Well, I started my day after the first feeding. I'm doing filter changes, doing one filter per tank on my top row. I keep 2 filters in each tank, so changing one filter keeps the biological continuing, doesn't alter the chemistry of the water. But it's very important to change the filters periodically, depending on the amount of fish in the tank. And in spite of what you might have heard on the internet, providing you do frequent water changes in good volume. I have an automatic water change system, so my water is changed daily, about 20-25% every day. But I also do a weekly siphoning just to get the crap off the bottom. So as you can see, my tanks are pretty clean. My fish grow pretty big, in spite of what you might have heard on the internet. I keep males and females in my tanks. My virgin females are in baskets because I make them available to my customers if necessary. I do not grow all my fish, all my females, from different litters in the same tank and try to guess what their genetic connection is. So as you can see, everybody who knows me knows I have my baskets. I have big fish. So, and that's all because of the water changes. And wiping down the inside of the glass. So later I'm going to do a more concise video of what's available. And a little news about changing my philosophy about showing fish. I'm going to be cutting back on showing fish and concentrate more on making fish available for my customers. So anyway, I'm going to go feed my brine shrimp now, and I'm going to continue the video once I'm done. Okay, we'll start with this tank here. These are AOC bicolors, a new line that came out of my cobras without the cobra markings. And now they're true breeding, nice pattern. They're not a half black and they're not a cobra, they're just an AOC bicolor. Half black reds, I have several tanks of these. I've had this line for a long time. I was getting disqualified a lot at the shows. Certain lighting, the bodies don't look black enough for IFGA judging. But I've improved them quite a bit. And the high demand for them. I usually run out of females. But I have several tanks. And I'm not going to be showing these this year. Let's see. These are the dark half black purples I just separated, but they're not ready to ship. Let's move down here. These are some half black leopards. These are the yellow leopards. They all fall into half black AOC class. My half black white leopards, my yellow / purple leopards, and my yellow leopards are all basically the same classification, not the same strain. These are all separate strains. You will get a half black purple leopard out of the half black yellow leopards from time to time. It's a very hard strain to set as a pure half black purple leopard. These are some young half black blues just starting to show some good color in the caudals. Here are some yellow cobras, AOC bicolors. There's some young shovel blues, shovel greens. I think I've had them long enough to just call them Kwartler greens. Some young purples, American purples. Another couple of weeks they'll be available to send to ship. There's half black greens. As you can see, I have at least 8 females in the basket. I don't know how many are in here pre-hit already. My fish grow at the same rate as a tank with just males. It's all due to the fact that the water changes, wiping down the inside of the glass. The day I do the water changes, changing filters on a routine schedule, my fish will still grow as big as those breeders that keep only 5 or 6 fish in a tank and females are all mixed in another tank. I do not do that. I know the identity and the connection of all my virgin females and what lines they come from because they're in the same tank and they're labeled. Young blues. I do notice a little issue with my blues. I'm starting to get rounded corners in the caudal. I guess I was concentrating too much on color in the body, and I neglected the caudal shape. I'll get it back eventually, but it's a good line. I've had these blues for a long time now. To the novice, they won't recognize the corners of the caudals being rounded instead of pointed. But they were nice fish. Another tank of AOC bicolors. I have only a few half black pastels available. Not this tank, but I have another tank elsewhere, I think down here. As you can see, I also have all these tanks of half black reds, all different ages. Very prolific, my half black reds. Another tank of half black blues. Half black greens. I don't know if they look green in the video, but I'm not going to shine a light on the tank. I'm going to rely on the light in the room. American purples. Another tank of half black blues. Young multis. I'm going to pause this and then I'm going to show you the other fish. I'm going to just walk into the other fish room. How's that? These are all my breeding tanks here. Half black AOCs I set up the other day. Blues I just set up yesterday. These are another tank of half black blues. This is the darker of my half black blues, this male. This is the half black AOCs that are showing the lavender or the purple in the caudal. Alright, now I'm going to go walk over in the other fish room. Well, I should say the other section. More half black reds. So mention the secret word. The secret word is yogi. There's some young multis just starting to show the pattern. For those of you who follow my YouTube channel, you'll recall, I don't know, a couple years ago when I mentioned the lemonades. Well, like Paul Gorski used to say, when dealt lemons, you make lemonade. So, out of those lemonades, or those lemons, or whatever, I worked on a very promising few males and created my multi-line. Originally, they were just blue-green bicolors. and I spotted a few males that had some red in them, and I bred them to their sisters, and now this is I don't know, 4th generation of pure multi. I think this tank, these are a little bit older, and you can see the patterns are starting to develop. These are nice multis. Thick bodies. Alright, what do we have? Another line of AOC bicolors. Another tank of young multis. These are available now. Some full reds. I got a few albinos that came out in the full reds, but they're a little bit smaller. I might work on them, see what I get. I'm not a fan of albinos, although I have a lot of people asking about them. These are older multis. Tank of young snakes, and I have 2 lines of snake skins. This line produces gold or yellow bodies and gray bodies, but they're all variegated snakeskin. Variegated means they have a pattern, they're not solid in the caudal. Another tank of half black reds. Alright, let's show the bottom tank if I can get them. These are my half black white leopards. Regular half black yellow leopards. Females in the baskets. Sugar greens. This is a younger tank of half black white leopards. Another tank of those AOC bicolors that are in covers. And the AOC just means any other color that's not, as far as a bicolor, that isn't a blue-green bicolor or a red bicolor, because there's specific classes for blue-green bicolor and red bicolor, where AOC bicolor are all other fish that have 2 distinct colors. Not a 3rd color unless the 3rd color is less than 10%. Actually, it says 15%, but when they're judging, if the judge sees a 5% 3rd color, you're going to get disqualified. Trust me. Alright, what else we got here? American greens. These are the half black pastels. Alright, well, just rechecked my water system, so because it's automatic, it's going to run while I'm away. It always does. Never had an issue, but I just had to purge all my siphon hoses to make, not hoses, but these pipes, these U-pipes, because there's no bulkheads connecting these pails. By having this valve on the top, I'm able to draw the air out, keep the siphon going, and I just prime them all again, make sure that they're going to function. I always do that before I go away. Let me see what else I can show. A lot of fry. Another tank of half black blues I set up. I'm surprised some of these fish came forward and others don't. They just all got fed. There's the male in the back. This is the half black blues with the lighter blue caudals. have dark half black purples. So whoever says my fish don't get big, or guppies won't get big, except they're grown in tanks with females. You're not gonna get much bigger than these. It's rare that I use a fish this big for my breeders, but actually they're pretty productive. I got 2 drops already, a month after I set them up, so I'm pretty happy with that. There's another blue tank of blues, a breeder tank of blues. My reds, like I said, these are my breeders. Half black greens. I'm gonna put a light on them because I happen to have it right here handy. From the top they look blue. Now you can see the green. These are half black greens. Good half black bodies. Variegated snake skins. I got plenty of babies. Alright, well, I think that's about the end of the video. Again, if you want to get a hold of me, do not call me without a scheduled appointment for a telephone chat. I'd rather you text me if I already have you in my contacts, and we'll schedule a time. If you're a new customer or you have questions and you haven't bought from me before, I appreciate you send me an email. And when I say all your contact information, I'm not just talking about your name. Email me with your mobile number so we can text, and your full mailing address. Okay, I appreciate that. If I don't receive that information, I'll respond to your email, but I will not answer the phone. Too busy. I have a life too. There's those dark half black purples. Trying to create blacks from this line. I don't want to create blacks that are just a hybrid. I want to try to breed a all black. Ron Freeback from Chicago, who passed away a few months ago. He was king of blacks for many years. Won the black female class for many years. He didn't show too many males, but the black class right now is a poor class. As far compared to the other classes in the IFGA show circuit. They're smaller fish. The tails aren't shaped right. They're basically Asian genetics. My fish are all American genetics. The snakeskin, smaller than my other strains, but they're nice fish, nice pattern. I like the gold body snakeskins. American green breeder. Alright, my arm's getting tired. I'm sure you're tired of hearing from me. Hearing my voice anyway. These little suckers, I just finished feeding them heavy doses of live baby brine shrimp. And they're still looking for food. You gluttons. Alrighty, well everybody have a good day, a good week, or whatever. As you know, I only accept personal checks or money orders. So no online payments, no more. Anyway, I'm done talking. I'm gonna go edit this video. I mean, when I say edit, it's not to colorize the guppies. It's edit to put the pieces together, put them in some kind of order, and put a couple tags here and there explaining what the fish are. So, These are all 20 longs on the bottom. I should explain what my tanks are. So here, these are all 20 longs, sideways. These are all 10s in the middle row. And these are 20 longs on top. These are all 10s over here. And this room are all 10s except for that one tank in the middle. These are all 10s. That's a 20. And these are all 5.5s. I prefer 5.5s for raising my fry for the first 5 or 6 weeks. And for my breeders. Now the fry tanks get about 90% water changes every other day. Because they're not on an automatic water change. And actually they're going to get a water change later. And later I'm going to do another row of filter changes on the middle row. Just got to get things squared away before I leave. I hate leaving the fish. But got to make the wife happy. Got to keep the kids happy. And I'm going to be glad to see my grandkids have a good time in Disney. And we're celebrating my 73rd birthday. So it should be an excellent, awesome week up in Orlando. All right, everybody. Adios.